a quiet African village surrounded by green farms and red earth roads lived a young man named Daniel. Daniel was a young farmer, strong and humble, known for his yam farm that he treated like gold. Every morning, before the sun fully rose, he was already in the fields, working, sweating, dreaming. He was not rich, but there was something about him that money could never buy. Peace in his heart, honesty in his hands. Not far from his land lived Henrietta. She was the kind of beauty that made people stop and stare without meaning to. Fair-skinned, gentle smile, soft voice, she carried grace like it belonged to her naturally. Many men wanted her. Wealthy men came with gifts, promises, and shining dreams from the town. But Henrietta was not searching for glitter. She was searching for something real, something quiet, something true. One afternoon, faith did what it does best. As Henrietta walked through slowly past the farms, escaping the noise of attention that followed her everywhere, she saw Daniel under the hot sun. His clothes were simple, his hands were covered in soil, yet his face looked calm, almost peaceful, like someone who had nothing yet had everything that mattered. For a moment, their eyes met, and in that silent second, something shifted. Daniel quickly looked away, shy and unsure, but he still greeted her with respect. Henrietta smiled back, softly, naturally, and walked on. But something about that moment stayed with her longer than expected. From that day, she found reasons to pass by his farm. At first, it was just greetings, then small talks, then longer conversation that lingered even after words ended. Slowly, quietly, something deeper began to grow between them. Something neither of them fully understood, but both of them felt it. But love, especially true love, is never without resistance. A wealthy trader named Chief Emeka had already set his eyes on Henrietta. He arrived with fine clothes, expensive gifts, and promises of a life without struggle. People admired his wealth. Some even whispered that Henrietta was wasting time by looking anywhere else. Even her friends questioned her, why choose a farmer when you can have comfort? The pressure began to build. Henrietta stood at a crossroads. One path glittered with riches and ease. The other was quiet, uncertain, but real. Daniel on his side carried his own silent battle. He felt he had nothing to offer her except hard work and honesty. So he worked even harder from morning to night, letting his dreams speak through his sweat. Yet he never tried to compete with wealth. He only held on to truth. One evening, standing near the edge of his farm, he finally spoke from his heart. I may not have much, he said softly, but what I have, I will never lie to you with it. Those words entered Henrietta's heart deeper than any gift ever could. That night, she couldn't sleep. She thought about promises that shine but fade, and a simple truth that feels steady even in silence. She thought about laughter without peace, and peace without luxury. By morning, she had made her decision. In front of her family, the villagers, and even the whispers of doubt, Henrietta chose Daniel. There was silence, then surprise, then questions. But time, as always, became the real judge. Years passed. Daniel continued his farm with patience, discipline, and faith. Slowly, the same land that once barely provided enough began to flourish. His hard work turned into success, and his dreams began to take shape in ways no one expected. But more than wealth, something greater had grown: love, respect, unity. Daniel and Henrietta built a life not of noise but of meaning, not of rush but of strength. And in the end, what began as a simple encounter under the sun became a powerful reminder that true love is not found in riches,